Let's get right into it, man. We rolling DJ Thorough, aka Thorough Zano, Bridge to the Streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets right here on thisis50.com. I got a special guest in the building, man. The legend. Introduce yourself.
Jaz-O, the originator.
The originator. Now, you are the originator of what? For those that don't know.
For those who don't know, I'm the originator of what we termed as the triplet style, where you rhyme triple time over like a 4/4 time signature beat,
right,
which is what everybody usually rhymes to now.
Right.
Just faster than everybody
right,
else.
Which they translated to down south style now. That's what a lot of people call it now. Like that type of stuff. That pattern, not more so the lyrics, right? That pattern of rapping.
Yeah. The pattern, cadence.
Right.
But you know, it's what it is. I'm back.
Right.
Come up with something else.
Right. Now I always like to do stuff chronologically. You know what I mean? You know I know that word, right?
It's word of the day, man. Let's make that the word of the day.
So let's go back to the beginning. How did you even get into hip hop? How did you discover it? When did you first get involved in it?
Oh man, it was new. You know, when I was a kid, you know, most everything we heard came from the Bronx. You know, in some ways through Queens, because you know Queens was sort of a gateway to the Bronx, and
right,
you know, we heard things, but you know, we had cats in Brooklyn that were doing it. You know, Frankie D, Tony G from
Flowers.
Yeah, Flowers, definitely Flowers. DJ Lance. You know, a lot of those cats, you know, that held it down in Brooklyn.
Right.
But for our projects, you know, they bring the music out. So I had a neighbor. His name was Eric Oliver. And, he used to be like, "Yo, I know you could write a rhyme. You should write a rhyme. They got the music out. Woo, woo, woo. This and the other." I wasn't paying no attention to him because he just talked a mile a minute. So, you know, eventually I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write a rhyme. You know, so I wrote a rhyme, little 8-bar joint, and
Do you remember that rhyme?
Yeah, somebody else asked me
to
to
go.
tell.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, it's simple. It's like I'm MC Johnny B. I rock the mic in the Marcy. I am the greatest of all time. I make death rhyme, so I'm in my prime. I'm the baddest MC in the human race. Everywhere I go, I rock the place. So step in the door and give your donation to something
right,
in creation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You still remember that?
Yeah, it's scary.
Right. He said scary. Nah, that's
I can't remember what I had for dinner 2-3 days ago.
Right. That's long. Yeah, that's like short-term memory. There's a long-term memory.
Yeah, it's selective like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, how did you go from that style of rhyming to, you know what? Let me try this pattern. Like, what gave you that incentive to do that?
It was like I realized after a while that, you know, and thanks to my mom, that you know, I can articulate well. Okay. You know, and she always taught me words, and you know, like she would say, "Oh, you being so facetious." I was like, "Oh," you know what I'm saying? Who? You know, she was just.
Where he at? I don't know him.
Right. I don't know facetious. Is that Cleophas brother? You know what I'm saying? Cephas.
That's my first cousin.
You know what I mean? But no, but she was very instrumental in me, you know, being able to articulate. So I realized that I can articulate pretty well, especially in,
right,
you know, as far as cadence and rhyming and stuff like that. So I used to come upon the wanting to express a certain thought within a certain line or a certain bar, and it was like I had to stuff the words in there.
Right.
So that's what happened. So eventually, even if everything was in 16ths, you know, there was like another couple of syllables that I had to fit in there, so I had to like triple it up.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it started, and you know, a lot of people's like, "Oh, how you do that? That was something new." That was it, you know, and you know, Jay had heard, you know, me do it in a couple of rhymes, and then it was like, "Yo,
right,
like we should do a whole routine."
Now we gotta stop there. Hold on, you're talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we can't just say Jay. You're talking about Jay-Z. Now, how did you and Jay-Z meet? Let's go there first.
Yeah, well, I was going to college at Old Dominion University in Virginia, and you know, I ain't want to do that shit, so I dropped the fuck out. I ain't want to do it from jump.
This is a disclaimer, kids. Don't stay in school.
Yeah. I mean, you know, unless you got I'm just playing. You know, but it was crazy. Like, I didn't want to be there, and I did it for my mom. I did it for my grandmother.
Right.
But I had to be a man. I had to man up and make a decision. It's like, as much as I love y'all, I gotta be me. I gotta do. This is my life. You know what I'm saying? And I know they would, you know, trying to put me in the right direction and everything with the best intentions. But long story short, you know, so I came back to Brooklyn, and you know, it was kind of like a little clique we had. You know, I don't know, y'all. I'm sure y'all know about Nike from the Shirt Kings.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Now, I like to paint pictures chronologically. What year is this?
Oh man, 1984.
1984. Okay. So come back. Talking about Shirt Kings.
So I came back to the hood, so to speak, and you know, one of the first things I heard was that, you know, everybody talking about it's like, yo, it's like Jazz Master B is back. Jazz is back. Yeah, that was his long ass name, but you know, then they was like, yeah, it's this kid Sean, living around 534, and yo, he the best in the projects. And my man Nike was like, nah, he ain't the best in the projects. And so he set up the meeting. He's like I'll tell you another story too. Like, he just used to always set that up. He's like, he's gonna do it.
The battle. He wanted y'all to battle.
Not necessarily the battle, but he wanted niggas to see. And it's not that he was confrontational, you know, indirectly. It's just that, you know, he was like, and still is, an avid supporter of jazz and whatever I'm doing. So he basically, we met in the lane, but in the lane, not in the lane on their side, in the lane on my side, around Park Ave. And you know, he's like, so what's up? He introduced us, kick rhymes.
Like a showdown.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't whistle for shit.
Yeah, me, I'm trying to whistle.
You like doo-doo-doo.
That's how we do.
But yeah, so he was kind of hesitant, you know, to rhyme. So I was like, fuck, I'll rhyme first. This is what I do all day.
Right.
So I kicked the rhyme. Everybody's like, yeah, you know. But it wasn't like I was saying shit to him. Yeah, it wasn't really even a battle. And then he rhymed, and I was like, oh shit. In my mind, I didn't want to give it up, you know, on the outside. But in my mind, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this thing is the closest I've ever heard in my life to myself. Wow. You know what I'm saying? His cadence, he was just locked in. Like, and you know, there wasn't nobody on the side going, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's what everybody do. Everybody doing Peace the President. Right. He do the beatbox. Right. But, you know, he killed it. And, you know, everybody was like, you know, the instigators and shit, you know, he was like, who you think won? It's like, now I had to just intercede, like, come on, man, it wasn't no battle, man. And after that, we just started rhyming together. You know, I'm sure y'all heard the stories about the Haagen-Dazs ice cream and the Fruit Loops and the Apple Jacks. We was high as hell on sugar, beating on each other's tables, and, you know, in his crib and my crib. And we just had that shit and just be laughing, writing routines, going back and forth. They had the music out. We come outside, do our routines. Motherfuckers, you know, it was great. You know, head grew this big.
Right. So now, at one point, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you were the first artist to get a deal on a major label. Was it EMI? It was something.
It wasn't.
You were the first rapper on EMI.
On EMI.
On EMI, yeah. Okay.
First rap artist on EMI, and
who was on that label at the time, if you remember? Do you remember?
The OJs.
Was Jody Watley on there? Or somebody like that?
I don't even know. I don't.
But you were the first rapper.
I was the first rap artist, definitely, and yeah, and actually, a couple of years after my signing, Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Wow.
label mates. There's a few. Can't cats that made Blue Cheese.
Oh,
Was it,
UMCs.
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 Yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah.
And
You like I know all this, right?
Hmm?
No, go ahead.
Nah, it's all gravy. It's all gravy. Hey, research.
That's what I do, man.
But definitely, like, yeah, I was, I had the largest budget for any
Right.
rap artist
Now,
deal.
when you say largest budget, how much money we talking?
It was like I got an advance of like 275 band.
Wow. And what year is this?
It's 88.
88. That's a nice. That's a nice budget.
Yeah, it was a nice budget.
For especially then, because
Yeah.
nobody was getting that.
Nah, nobody was getting
Nobody was getting that kind of money.
And it was sad that you actually knew the amount of money that a lot of cats were getting.
Right.
And that's mostly because it wasn't,
Right.
wasn't worth concealing.
Well, at that time, it wasn't deemed to be cool to be a rapper because the street cats was making more money than rappers. Whereas now the rappers, they make technically they make more money than the street cats because that's why everybody in the streets trying to come.
Right.
Rap now. So
Right.
then it was a reverse of what's happening now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now you had a passport, and I'm a passport game member. I love to say this. You had a passport what 88, 86, 87 because you were in London. You recorded the album in London, and you took
Yeah.
Jay-Z with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's very rare because now what did you see him or why did you deem it necessary to take him under your wing to the extent of all right, you're coming with me everywhere I go? Because you were everything you did. You saw
He was
Jay-Z.
right there.
Like even the album covers, like he's on the cover of everything. Like,
Right.
like,
And yeah,
And you
and
don't
according
see
to
that no
them,
more.
yeah,
Right.
according to them, he wasn't supposed to be. And to put on record, like I used to fight all the time with the label, be like, we think so much more corporate now, and so you understand the marketing aspect of it. It's like, this guy might be off to the races somewhere else the next day, and you got him on the cover of your album. So it's not business wise, but I was on some other shit. I was like, nah, that's my man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my man. Like, nah, I roll, he rolls. That's just how it is. Y'all gonna have to eat that. I already inked it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like y'all could, if y'all throwing, it's a set.
Right.
And I felt that way about everybody that traveled with me and everything.
Right.
And I, even to like going to clubs and shit. You don't see motherfuckers do it no more. But it's like,
Right.
man, like you give me. I ain't had problems getting in clubs for like decades, but I'm just saying, like, there were times, let's keep it funky. There were times, and I used to be like, nah, I ain't coming in there. And they would want me to come in.
Right.
They just be like, nah, we can't
Right.
get all your people in. And I ain't coming like 20 deep or nothing like
Right.
that. It was just, like, small.
Right.
But it's just a fact. Like, nah, we turn around and we go home, find something
Right.
else to do. So that was the same way with all my endeavors.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Now fast forward, and it's just a part of history, but we're not going to stay stuck on this topic. But were you surprised by Jay-Z's success? Like, did you expect him to be as big as he is today? Looking back on it, when you in London with him, are you fighting for him to get on your album cover when the record company didn't want him?
Yeah, I saw the potential.
Right.
But again, put on record, like I knew that I was capable of the same thing.
Right.
I chose a different path at a certain time, a spiritual path. And, some people, like I get comments on social media, and it's like, yeah, finally, and this, that, and the other. So they have the perception that all this time, it took me all this time to get a deal. Like, come on, get a grip. You know what I'm saying? I was on another path, and I felt the time was right, to pursue this in particular. And more so, I wanted to show, and I know this sounds a little egotistical, but I wanted to show the world a miracle. You know what I'm saying? That I knew even when I was young, it's like, yeah, when I get in my 50s, I could still do this shit.
Right.
I do this shit so easily, I can do it.
Right.
And that was my thing.
It's funny you brought that up because what hip hop is witnessing in general, none of this has been done before because hip hop is still relatively young when you compare it to rock and roll and other genres of music.
Right.
For instance, Rock Hudson, Kiss and all these other artists. These artists are well in their 70s. They still get deals and still travel the world.
Fact.
This hasn't been done yet in hip hop because nobody in hip hop is 70, 60 years old yet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what you guys are doing right now, it's never been done. You know, in terms of how long you've been. Nobody has ever done hip hop this long because it hasn't been out that long to see who's gonna be not quote unquote the oldest people who still rap, but it just hasn't been done yet because hip hop is still young. So
right.
So it is kind of like not a miracle, but this is uncharted land. Like we've never seen this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and hip hop, unfortunately, hip hop has been a young man's game. Unlike any
well, it's
other
been
genre.
stigmatized.
It's been stigmatized to that.
Yeah.
But we've never seen this before, so I think that's why certain people, like you said, they like finally, or they expect like because they never seen it before, so they don't know.
Fact.
Right, they just never seen it. So like say let's take with Jay-Z. So Jay-Z's you know well into his 40s, still been doing it, still on top, still relevant. That hasn't been done before. Like
right.
This is all new because
right.
nobody has lasted this long, you know, because this is a new art form. Now, how did you and him reconnect? Because you know, obviously, you guys had history. Then you went your separate ways. How did you guys reconnect? What was that meeting like? Who made that happen? You reached out. He reached out to you. Was it mutual friends? How did that happen?
Yeah, it was somebody in Chicago that I was working with that I don't work with anymore.
Okay.
And you know, I don't have anything negative to say about them. It's just that we had differences of opinion.
Okay.
But he reached out to somebody in Jay-Z's camp, and you know, he suggested it. I mean, through social media.
Right.
And I know the person. I don't know if they want me to mention them anyway. So I just, you know, he said he felt it was a good idea, and you know, it might burst a lot of people's bubble, but me and Jay didn't have a beef. You know, I could be messing up stories because I know how people are so attracted to drama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the truth is the truth. You know, there are much more exciting things going on than violence. So it wasn't really a beef. It was just a difference of opinion. You know, he thought one thing based on what people were telling him in his ear.
Right.
And, you know, if I'm not there to, you know, to rebut, then, you know,
right.
That's how he's going to take it.
From my opinion, you saved Jay-Z's life because at the time when you were in London, he was out in the street hustling. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, he was out in the street doing this thing. You kind of took him away from that into a positive, you know, so he could see something else other than what he had going on.
Yeah, it was.
That could have potentially saved his life because had he not gone out there, who knows what could have transpired?
Yeah,
and
true.
We may not even be talking about none of this.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I look at everything as a stepping stone. So to see him come back full circle and work with you in this capacity, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's great, and
right.
I mean, like I said, there were we had disagreements, but I think most of the disagreements were based on hearsay.
Right. That's human nature.
You know what I'm saying? And it's indirect, you know, communication.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people, you know, they took, you know, some of the things that I said as like maybe hatred or whatever the case may be. You know, it just came to a point where I had to defend myself. I got children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they know how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? So if I did anything besides that, they'd be like,
Right.
like they, you know,
Right.
this ain't our father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So moving forward, are we gonna get a I like the dream big. Are we gonna get a Jay-Z Jaz-O collaboration? Is that in the works, or are we gonna come out on stage with him? We doing some shows? What are we doing? Is there any surprises to look out for?
I mean,
what's gonna happen? Of course I'll be DJing, but anyway, I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right. Tell it like it is. You know, it's nothing etched in stone, but of course, you know, I would love that. You know what I'm saying? We out here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do it or we ain't. And
he's answering like a lawyer. I love this guy.
Hey, and I mean the best mix is
right.
As long as it's true. You know, I mean,
right.
that you can't say about most lawyers. You know,
right. Yeah, that's true. And politicians, right?
Yeah.
I want to know from you real quick because I know you got to go. She gave me the airplane signals.
Doing the WAP and
Yeah,
shit.
she doing a rerun over there.
Stupid.
Let's do this before you go. Give me your top 5. Your from your perspective, your top 5 artists of all time, lyrical artists of all time.
G-Rap.
I'm not mad at that.
Jay.
I'm not mad at that.
Me. Before all of that.
It's only right.
Yeah.
It's only right.
You know, any nigga that don't put himself in the equation, you're a fucking loser.
Self-esteem, yeah.
Nas.
Ooh.
I would have to say Big.
Big. I'm not mad at that list. I told you earlier, I had Coogee Rap sitting right here. He killed it. Like he still got it.
Oh.
He killed it. And what I mean by that is, I have this segment on this show. It's called On the Spot. So you know what that means? That means anybody that sit right here, I put them on the spot, and we have to hit some bars.
Oh, you ain't gonna hear no bars today.
We gotta hit something, Jazz. Just get a quick 16, something, man. Just anything. You can spit something they know, just so they know what's going on. You know what I mean? But we need to hear something, man. Just whatever. Just come on, it's me. We gotta do this, man.
Let me dig some old shit.
Yeah, let's do this, man. See, only I can do this, man. So don't try to do what I do, because when he go do y'all shit, he ain't doing it. Let's go.
I sport the crosswind often. Gift the gab, have moments, support abortion. Fuck love, you can hug the floor for my portion. Calico coffin, catchy nigga like James Lofton. Savvy nigga, toss bras beyond exhaustion. Make the cake, fling the frosting. Wave more spin, feel the north wind. Jaz-O, live wire, can't be touched. Claim the same, your votes can't be much. Keep the faux clutch, luck no such. Your man bought it, why don't y'all go Dutch? I'm covert, getting no hurt. Get the word, I got hits on my steel. Pittsburgh, ain't got shit on my steel. That was an old ancient.
Okay, that was bars, man. I caught that.
Bars.
Yo, so before we get out of here, man, how can people follow you, get in contact with you, social media, book you for shows? Maybe they want to get you to do some penmanship, do some writing. Maybe they want to get assigned into the label, send you music or whatever. You never know.
No doubt. Well, first off, we got the website, which is kingscountymediagroup.com. That's KINGZKOUNTYMEDIAGROUP.com. We also have, speaking of that, we have a submission page. You know, we have different packages for submission pages. We personally call it pull up and play. You know, whereas, you know, because a lot of times, you know, you don't have any guarantees. You hand somebody something or you email them something. You know, with us, you know, you register with your email, and that way, you know that you on deck. You know, also you could reach me on IG, JAZOKKMG, Facebook, Jaz-O, JAZO. The same thing on Twitter, you know, except with the exclamation point after JAZO. And come yell at me.
All right, man.
Phone number. It'd be over.
You always got a job as a comedian too. I just want you to know that, man.
Hey, man, you know.
That's a good job to have, man.
You gotta have options,
All right,
man.
you gotta have options. I want to see that Netflix special, man. All right, stand up for Jaz-O, but
Crazy.
yo, I appreciate you for coming by.
Yeah, wanna appreciate me.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you. I'm trying to.
I'm trying. I'm working at it.
All right, so any shows coming up they can look for you on the road anywhere?
Nothing confirmed yet, but a whole lot. I mean, everywhere from the Midwest to West Coast to South Africa. We got a lot of things lined up. You know, so a lot of bread for you, kid.
Hey, you heard him, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Tape too.
And yeah, also I wanted to say, you know, that I am thankful, you know, and appreciative, you know, to Jay-Z, to Equity Distro, you know, Rock Nation. I know they're under the umbrella. I don't have any, you know, direct dealings with them, but it's all the same. It's all family. And I'm just glad to be out here. Shout out to my whole team, the whole Kings County Media Group team. And Y'all gonna edit the shit out my shit. I know already,
We're
man.
leaving all this shit in here.
So I'm about to get fucking philosophical on y'all
Alright.
niggas.
All
Nah,
right.
this,
There it is, man. Jaz-O, DJ Thorough. This is 50.com, hottest in the streets. Jay-Z, you did the right thing. Salute. And like
Salute.
always, when you see us, when near us, let me pay respects.